strategic planning in 2022. So I want to start with the outcome or objectives of today, what you're going to learn. Is it clear enough for you at the back? Like you can see it with this light, you can still see it. If it's blocking you, just shift from where you are. If you know this thing is going to be blocking, you can move from this way and have this line of sight. So we have 4 objectives out of this that I will hope that we can achieve by the end of this session today. First is to understand the power of strategic planning. Secondly is that we understand the use of time and change. Thirdly is know how to maximize 2022. Then fourth, that you will be discovering yourself and life's purpose. So it's going to be a very practical class. There's going to be question and answers. We're going to write. We're going to teach ourselves. It's not just going to be one-sided. So I won't be doing it all the whole talking. Do you understand? So please, I want you to be able to participate. There is no, we're not trying to shame anybody. It's not going to be just, feel free. Express yourself. It will help you to understand you. Are you with me?
Yes.
So do I have a promise that we're going to do it together?
Yes.
Yeah. Come on, put some life into this. You know, why you all the time? It's me, you know me. It's me, I'm not a stranger. Why are you sounding as if you don't know me?
So we should not be too familiar.
Yeah, they say you should be familiar. They say that you should not talk to me now. I'm your brother. I'm your brother. I'm your brother. So, now the first thing I want to take notice of is God has not created your future yet. Your decisions decide your future. You know, we're used to that when people used to say, you know, that destiny has already been, whatever, God has destiny where you're going to be in this level. But it's a lie. You know? That's just the statement people used to give themselves consolation, to take off responsibility from themselves. So it's easier to blame God than to blame yourself. So people tend to shift it and say what? That it is all God has already prepared. What will be, what will know. And so this statement is telling me that what? Your decision. So I want us to be seeing ourselves. You understand? So it's going to just be one role here. So remove every other thing. Purposeful and strategic planning in 2022. So I want to start with the outcome or objectives of today, what you're going to learn. Is it clear enough for you at the back? Like you can see it with this light, you can still see it. If it's blocking you, just shift from where you are. If you know this thing is going to be blocking, you can move from this way and have this line of sight. So we have 4 objectives out of this that I will hope that we can achieve by the end of this session today. First is to understand the power of strategic planning. Secondly is that we understand the use of time and change. Thirdly is know how to maximize 2022. Then fourth, that you will be discovering yourself and life's purpose. So it's going to be a very practical class. There's going to be question and answers. We're going to write. We're going to teach ourselves. It's not just going to be one-sided. So I won't be doing it all the whole talking. Do you understand? So please, I want you to be able to participate. There is no, we're not trying to shame anybody. It's not going to be just, feel free. Express yourself. It will help you to understand you. Are you with me?
Yes.
So do I have a promise that we're going to do it together?
Yes.
Yeah. Come on, put some life into this. You know, why you all the time? It's me, you know me. It's me, I'm not a stranger. Why are you sounding as if you don't know me?
So we should not be too familiar.
Yeah, they say you should be familiar. They say that you should not talk to me now. I'm your brother. I'm your brother. I'm your brother. So, now the first thing I want to take notice of is God has not created your future yet. Your decisions decide your future. You know, we're used to that when people used to say, you know, that destiny has already been, whatever, God has destiny where you're going to be in this level. But it's a lie. You know? That's just the statement people used to give themselves consolation, to take off responsibility from themselves. So it's easier to blame God than to blame yourself. So people tend to shift it and say what? That it is all God has already prepared. What will be, what you know. And so this statement is telling you that what? Your decisions decide your future. What you decide to do, How you decide to handle the time God has given you here on earth will decide your future. So wherever you are now, it is a product of how well you have managed time to change over seasons, over days, over weeks, over months. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Now, miracle is a one-time event, but wisdom is for a lifetime. So the purpose of every miracle that is supposed to be a one-time event. How many times in the Bible have you read or you have seen where miracles were repeated? Like Jesus Christ did the same miracle over and over that. Just like the way we have examples in our churches, people will go for deliverance. This person will come today. Tomorrow the same person. They will say the person has been delivered. Tomorrow the same person is there for deliverance again. Is the person not there? Even if I'm a pastor, I will dread the person. Yes, I will trust the person. Because you will not see Jesus Christ where they said he delivered somebody and the person came back all over again and he delivered the person again. It's madness. So that is why he said what? Wisdom is the principal thing. He never said miracles. In the Bible you will not hear where he said miracles is the principal thing. No. But you will keep seeing it repeated in the Bible that wisdom is what? The principal thing. What does it mean for something to be the principal thing? That is the main thing, it's the key thing, it's the only thing. Do you understand? So, in all you're getting, get wisdom is in the Bible. And these are principles that people in the world system understand it.
Yeah.
And he said, in all you're getting, get what? Understand it. He said, don't even sell it. He said, don't even sell it. So imagine by the time you acquire wisdom, the principal thing, you now add understanding on top of it. That means you take that wisdom becomes what? Your own, where you have now applied it. So you have made use of it and you will get what? A product out of the use of that knowledge that you have acquired. So how many of you can write your obituary? So you see somebody asking, why?
Why not?
What do you want your obituary to read? Think about it for some second. Don't be like Methuselah, who the only thing we heard about in the Bible is that he lived 100 and something and died. That's all. What was the achievement? There's nothing in between that you can put. That means within the time of 1 to 900 and something years, you cannot account for what Methuselah used the years to do. Do you understand? So it's a sad way to have an obituary. Because it was his obituary, I was written there. So that's why I asked, what do you want your obituary to read? The next statement is, write your obituary statement. So carry your pen now. If you don't have paper, ask somebody to give you a paper. Yes, you're going to write. I'm very serious. Now look at it this way. The problem is that we are scared of death. Do you understand? But why should you be afraid of death? It's a normal phenomenon that will meet you whether you like it or not. Whether you plan for it or not, it's going to meet you. It will happen. When is what you don't know. So why live your life at that risk of saying, when I die, there will be nothing that will be written about me. So I want to give people a story of me that should be written about me. And that's why I'm able to now write an obituary statement for myself, my own obituary. So when I write it now, do you know what that does for you? That's why I want you to write something. Don't be scared. Okay, take it this way. What do you want people to say about you when you die? That's a good way to look at it. So don't look at it on obituary. An obituary scares you. The statement, the word obituary scares you. So now what do you want people to write about you when you die? Is what I want you to write. Like, write a statement of what you want people to say about you when you die. So practical example. Just write something. I want you to share one thing. You can write something that you want people to say about you when you die. Just 2 minutes. Take 2 minutes. Sharply. Just write something. It doesn't have to be perfect because when we go, we're going to go home with a take-home assignment. And that take-home assignment is that you are going to write. You will go and think about it, and you will write an obituary statement for yourself. I'm not saying you're dying now. I'm just saying write. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. But just write, this is what I want people to say about me when I die. And what a joy if you're able to leave an epitaph for yourself. You know what an epitaph is? That the stone, what they will write on your gravestone.
Okay, but that is not the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing I'm saying. I'm just calling different names. Different semantics.
Alright.
Do you understand? So I'm just trying to just write it because that's what. So you write that as an obituary now. If we're going to put an ad, we like to do like a notice for people who can now write this. By the time you write, it should not be that we'll just say he was a loving husband, brother, son, uncle, and he left this amount of children, a wife, father, and mother. That's what. You can write that good, but it shouldn't just be that. That would be too of an empty statement. You can't say all your life just came here to live your life, marry, give birth, and that's all you have died. Don't be another Methuselah. Okay, so does anybody want to share with us? Just one person. If you can share what you have really as your obituary statement. Iman, you're not writing, you didn't say anything. Are you afraid to write your obituary? So even if you have not finished, maybe share first sentence. Because it could be more than one sentence, so share.
My golden girl.
That's not it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know
Say
you
what?
want.
Say it again.
My golden girl.
Gold girl.
Golden girl.
Gold girl.
Yes.
Goldie.
So, anyone wants to share again? You can share just one statement, not to be all what you have written. You can share one thing. Huh?
My first.
How do you spend your life? Because if you say life was spent, it's vague. You have not told us how you spend your life. So the statement should be telling us something about you. There's something that you have done something. Do you understand? That's why we have the story of Abraham in the Bible. We have the Acts of the Apostles. That is the obituary of the Apostles that you are reading. I hope we know that. Also, how they die, how everything, they walk, they ask what they have been doing. So anybody wants to share again?
Yes. Mr. Samuel served and lived for people, especially the young ones.
Good. So you can see that's a statement. So when you go home, write that as an assignment. Probably next week you will have to answer one of God. You know, those who are present. Show us your obituary. Now, do you know what that does for you? If you are able to, if you can boldly write out your obituary statement, do you understand? One, you have conquered one fear of death. Secondly, is that you begin to work and plan your life according to how you want that statement to be a reality. Now, we don't have to come and lie at your tombstone or at your graveside. Do you understand? That's what I saw one funny meme in a church wrote at the time saying, please come to church, be of this so that we don't have to lie at your burial. Do you understand? That's what the pastor said, that I don't have to lie on your burial. You understand? So, now I want to share with you, this is me. I wrote this statement a very long time ago. There was one time they did HMT training, I just stole out of it. The first thing they do, they call it History Makers Training. Our father has talked about it a lot. Now, in the History Makers Training, the first thing that they ask you to do in that training is to write your obituary statement. Do you understand? So this is why I wrote. I said, Dan-mutum used his creativity and productivity to influence and inspire people to achieve success in their lives. He walked in love, peace, and truth. Loved God, was a great husband to his wife and father to his kids. An author, leadership consultant, who till his dying days served humanity by serving people. This is what I want to talk about me when I die. Now, what I need to now be doing is planning my life around making this statement a reality. Now that's one of the things that makes me that if you look at me, I'm a very practical person. I do things I like to say. I make sure that things happen. Do you understand? I like to see results, I like to achieve results. So it's not because I cannot afford to do anything or within everything that any other person is doing. But it's because I know what I want my life in. So I'm in competition with me. And the race is against time. Because I don't have forever to live. So how am I going to be doing what? Using my creativity and productivity to influence and inspire people. I begin to put ways. I begin to plan strategies. So I plan my life around it. That's one of the reasons why I've written 2 books now. I published my first book in 2016. The second one is last year. The soft copy was released, and I'm working on doing the hard copy inside this year. It's gonna come out. So many of you have seen follow me on Facebook, I have seen my last book. Yeah. So this is how I had to move my life practically. And then in the place of leadership, I built my life around there. I've gone to school, I'm going to school, studying things on leadership. I read books on leadership. I facilitate trainings on leadership because I'm working towards being a leadership consultant. Do you understand? So it will begin to give you a picture why when you see Jamil act the way he acts, this is the way he has programmed it. He's programming his life towards what he wants his end to be. That's why I have to learn what it means to be a good husband, what it means to be a good father. So that when I die, there will be no regrets. That's why you can now say you have spent your life. And that's why every opportunity to see that till his dying day, serve humanity by serving people. So at every point in time, I'm looking for how can I serve people? How can I be of service to somebody? It could be just one person. Start with one person. I'm serving one person. I'm doing this. I'm doing it. These are the things that have led me to be in politics and governance. I want to serve people because I know I'm very conscious of this. So do you understand the picture I'm drawing? I'm drawing a picture for you. So it's part of all what the theme of what we are treating. So what do you want? Have you decided what you want out of life? How many people have written a goal for this year? Yes. Have you written a goal for this year? What do you want to achieve this? Okay. Just one person has raising his hand. Sure. Now, because you have nothing that you are aiming at or aiming for, 2022 will come and go. There will be no results inside. Even when you achieve something, it will not look like an achievement to you because you did not plan for it. You didn't even aim for it. So what you are doing is allowing time and chance to happen to you. So even God doesn't operate that way. Do you understand? God doesn't even operate that way. So the indispensable first step to getting the things you want out of life is this. Decide what you want. Until you have decided what you want, you have not started on the journey of success for your life. This statement was by Ben Stein. He's an actor and also an author. I don't know whether it's here on my slide or not. There's a place where somebody said that for every time you aim at nothing, you will always hit a bullseye. That means you will always be spot on. You will miss because you are aiming at nothing. So can I move? I said right. How many of us know this statement? Man, know thyself. You have heard it before.
Yeah.
But this statement is not a complete statement. I know many of you don't know. You only have seen this thing several times. If you have gone to ABU before, you see it somewhere one of the gates when you're entering. You see, man, know thyself. It was by Pythagoras. In mathematical, those who have done Pythagoras theorem and all that, this is the component of this thing.
You know the theory, but we don't feel so
So this is the person that said, he said, man, know thyself. But the statement, this is the complete statement. So can you read with me?
Man,
know
thyself, then thou shalt know the universe and God. Wow.
This is the complete statement. Yeah, people start to build Socrates, but it's not the one that this is the person that made that statement. Say, man, know thyself, then thou shalt know the universe and God. So that's how I started from this point. So the first point of success is what you have to first know thyself. Because until you know yourself, you will not even understand the workings of the universe. You won't understand how God functions. So do you want to continue to believe in a God who you don't understand him? Because you have not understood yourself. And that is why you will not even understand the principles that govern the universe, that governs earth where you live. It is meant to operate on certain principles. And whether you are a believer or unbeliever, if you operate the principles of God, it's going to work for you. And that's why you see that unbelievers operate the principles, have results for it, you envy the results, and you keep complaining and say, God is not no. It's the same person who said, well, he honors his word above his name. So you can shout Jesus, you can do all the thing you want to do, all that will be religion. But when you understand how God operates, you will now know that, look, his principles have more weight. And that's why he's saying, all that I get in, he didn't say what? He didn't say, get the name of Jesus. He said, what? Get wisdom. Wisdom simply is what? Knowledge applied. You have to get knowledge, apply it, it becomes wisdom. And because you're going to get a result of that knowledge. And he said, in all that I get what? Understanding. That means you are taking ownership of that knowledge. And you are applying that, you are getting a result out of it. That's the only way that reading becomes what? Useful to you. Because what we have now is a generation that has so much information. A lot of people even read, or a few people read, and then those few people, because you don't see result out of it, most people are not also encouraged to even join the reading culture. Because the missing part of it, where you now take ownership of that knowledge, apply it, produce results from that knowledge, and then you are going to point people and say, this is what I did, these are the principles I followed to achieve the result I got. Because for every success that you achieve or you attain, there should be a principle that you can show people that helps you to get to that place. That you are able to show people, guide them also. That's why you duplicate it. It's not about, you don't have the knowledge. If you can explain or you follow particular principles to get your success, you'll be able to explain. You want to share with people. It's only when you get or achieve success through funny means that you can't explain to people. That's when you start hiding because you know. But if you follow principles and achieve, you want to share with people to other people because you want to see other people succeed. So, we are going to do an exercise now. Let me share this. It's called identifying your leadership style questionnaire. So, it's more like identifying your what? Your personality, your type, your person. Do you understand? It's going to help you to identify who you are so you know your strengths, your weaknesses. So, please just take, if you don't have a pen, just ask around. Yes, I think somebody can borrow one of my one here. I have a copy here. These two ones. You can enter into the. I think that's the call I have. This one is not working. So does everybody have? Okay, so now just listen to there's an instruction to this questionnaire. So please walk through the following questionnaire, which will help you to identify your leadership style. Now, this place we believe that you're a leader, right? Everybody's a leader, right?
Yes.
Good. So with that in mind, you are good with what we are going to go through. Now the questionnaire is divided into 4 sections, with each section having 10 statements. For each statement, indicate whether that statement describes you most of the time. some of the time or none of the time by checking the appropriate column with a cross or check mark. As you walk through the questionnaire, please remember, so this is what you remember keenly, please take note of these things. There are no wrong answers. 1. No answer is better than another answer. It is important to respond honestly as you relate to each of the statements. Answer as you actually are, not as you want to be. So you are answering now in what? As you are now, in your present tense, not what you hope to be. Now answer all the statements, do not leave any out, even if you find them difficult. What this will help you identify is your preferred style or your tendency when you are leading other people. If you don't respond to each statement honestly, the results will not be helpful to you. So if you don't tell yourself the truth, so these people are going with it, do you understand? It's your own. We are only going to share at the end what will identify our leadership styles. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But the paper is your own, but I want you to answer it honestly. It's between you, yourself, and God. And it's going to only be helpful to you if you answer it truthfully. So please, you can start answering, tick as you want. I think Billy has already done, so she will wait for the other part. She doesn't have the next part of it, but she has marked down. So you can start. Look at the questions according to the column. It's either, you see the first one here in group 1 statement. I grasp the big picture more quickly than others around me. Most of the time, some of the time, none of the time. So you take anyone that makes your mistake. Some of that Bible is very new, so you have to remove the. So you have just like 5 minutes to quickly do the 4 questions without forever. So by like 6:10, we'll all stop. Are we still looking for a sheet of Bibles?
How about you read it and explain the question to us?
Okay, what part of the question don't you understand?
Okay, I find it hard to be good in team players and in good team players.
Is it the first page?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I find it hard to be a good team player. That's when, like now, you are in the department, right? You function somewhere. Like, do you find it hard to be a good team player when you are with people? So the answer is most of the time, or some of the time, or none of the time. Like, are you able to function in the team and be a good team, part of the team, a good member of the team? That's what it does. So you answer either most of the time, some of the time, none of the time. In your experience, what you have been doing so far, have you been a good team player?
Even if it's not even your department, it can be
Your business,
your business.
family.
Like, you run
Do you
a
understand?
business, you are practically in fact.
You are leading anything you are doing. Even if you have 1 or 2 people, 1 person, 2 people that follow you, and even in your business, how do you relate with those people? It's all what this is all about. It doesn't have to be in the context of just what you function or how you function
In your office.
in the church. So it could be in your office, it could be in an organization, yes. So there are 3 pages that you're going to answer there. Alright, so check all your column 1 where you have the highest score. In group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. If you have the highest score in group 1, this is you. What it means is that you are a designer developer by nature. Do you understand? What that means is that you take charge. These are people who take charge and who rise to the challenge of bringing about change to make organizations more effective. That means wherever you are, if you have the highest score in designer developer, that means you are someone who takes charge, you take responsibility to ensure that you make or bring about change that makes organizations effective. So you are not waiting for somebody to come and tell you that this is what you have to do or this thing is not okay. No, you take initiative. Do you understand? That's what it means. That means if you had the highest score in group 1, this is what that is telling you is that you are a designer developer by nature. Then if it's on 2, motivator or influencer is who you are. I mean, if in group 2 is where you scored the highest, you are a motivator or influencer. If in group 3 you are a team builder, Rachel, you said 3 is your highest score. So that means you are a team builder by nature. So we will see the strengths and the weakness of each of these personality styles or leadership styles of each individual. Now, if you scored highest in number of group 4, it means you are an implementer. It means you are one of those people that we can give a task to and we are sure that it's going to happen. We don't have to pursue you for it. We don't have to be monitoring you continuously and be asking you for what? To give us reports. Or to what? To account for the assignment that has been given to you or to report back on the assignment. All we will see from you is that you are coming to tell us this is the outcome or the results of the assignment that was given to you. So people who commit to excellence in carrying out detailed and challenging tasks is what implementers are. So now in your own, wherever it is that you have scored the highest, write under the paper after the 4 boxes. Write according to this. If it's in group 1 you scored the highest, write designer developer.
What if it's 2?
Yes. If your highest is 2, you are going to write that first one and the second one together. Write them together. So when you score the highest point, if it's 2, it can be more than 1. Write them together. So write 1 and 2. Write it after the 4 boxes. If you have the highest score in design developer, write it. If the next one is motivator, write it.
You have to understand this point. Writing confused to explain.
What did you understand?
Since you started this particular session.
Column 1. Look at only column 1 inside the whole 4 boxes. What is the score in your first one, in the first page?
Okay. What is what?
What is the score? What is the score in the column 1 in your first page? If you count all the numbers, all the ticking you tick in column 1, only column 1 where you see most of the time. In most of the time in that first page, count how many times you ticked it. 3. Go to number 2. How many times?
7.
So now that 4 is the highest for you in all your own. That means this is where you are an implementer. It means you fall under the implementers as your personality type. Then the next highest one is 4, right? Where is that? What is that?
3 is 3.
Is it 3?
Yeah.
Which
3 and 1.
3 and 2.
3 and 1. How many did it? No. 3, that's group 3 and group 2. Group 1.
Okay.
You never understand. Don't worry.
Okay, so so why don't you to just leave it only as implementer? Now by the time I take you through the strengths and weaknesses of each of these styles, you know yourself better than anybody knows you. So you will be able to see, because some of these things will immediately I'm reading that you say, this is me, this is not me. Some of you will even change some of the things.
Yes,
Yes, I'm going to read, but I don't want first to write write just what I've told you to write. On your highest score, write where you have the highest score. Are you in group 4? You are implementer. Group 3, team builder. Group 2, this. That's what I wanted to do.
Write it in.
Yes, right at the end down there. So if you are written in there, but you see those empty boxes, those boxes at the end.
Yeah.
That's where you're supposed to write the numbers. Group 1, your highest number. Yes. Write it. What did you score in group 1? Do you understand? You know there's a box there. These boxes that you have at the ending. In group 1, most of the time, what is the number? You write the number there.
Only for most of the time.
Only for most of the time. That's one for most of the time.
When I was asking when I made that mistake, I summed everything.
No, not of everything.
No, I'm not saying so that you don't make the mistake. That's okay.
I'm already knowing this.
So that's why I said go to only your first column of most of the time. The number that the total number is what you write at the ending in those boxes. Four of them. So few 4 of them. If you are reading those numbers, so you can now only be looking at those places. Because to give you an idea, that's the summary of all the 4. So now you know your highest score, then you know where it is. Then your next second highest, if you make a close figure, maybe you see that it's close. Like me, when I did my own, I have 2 that were brackets. So I was in 2 places. You understand? But as the reader, you will not say, okay, I function better, maybe stronger in this place. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Alright. So I will pass this along. Somebody is going to be reading for us. I want us to work all the indications. So Billy, read group 1 for us. So you listen to who group 1 people are. Come on, stay here. With me. Read what group 1s are. From the description here of this.
Okay, group 1 is designer developer. If your highest score was group 1, then this is your dominant or primary leadership style. Designers or developers are people who like to take charge. They rise to the challenge of bringing about change to make ministries more effective. They like to get things started. They can be very dominant, directive, and are personally very highly motivated. They like to motivate others. They are strongly focused on the vision and goals, but because this is such a high priority for them, people often get forgotten about or even trampled on. So I think this is the weakness now, that they are strongly focused on the vision and goals, but because this is such a high priority for them, people often get forgotten or even trampled upon. Designer developers like situations that allow for 1, personal freedom, authority, variety, opportunities to tackle difficult tasks, opportunities to take calculated risks, opportunities for advancement and individuality. Then designer developers respond best to others who 1, provide direct answers, stick to business, keep up with the pace, and stress logic. What's stress logic?
That's the stress logic. They like to that stress just logic. That is the logical people. So did any who scored under this group 1?
That's the highest.
Yes, if you scored the highest in group 1. Nobody.
Mine was 60.
Second highest.
Yes.
Right, so this is very important for us in the second one.
So don't go school.
That's for motivator influencers.
Group 2.
I didn't hear you. It's your small voice.
Group 2 motivator versus influencers.
Not versus. It's slash.
It's
Motivator influencer.
Influencer. If your highest score was group 2, then this is your dominant or primary leadership style. Motivator/influencer are people who like to have people around them. Other people, that's the first one. The second point is other people like being with them. Other people like being with them. encourage others to work together to achieve important outcomes, tend to be expressive, show their emotions, are inspiring people to be around them, often make very good salespeople because people like them and
People like them and
okay,
respond to
because
them.
people like them and respond to them very positively. Then the second, okay, recognition of
Read the heading first.
life situations which allow them for
Motivator influencer like situations which allow for so that people
okay,
understand.
motivators/influencers like situations which allow them for recognition of effort, friendly relationships, freedom from control and details, opportunity to motivate and help others, free expression of ideas. Then motivator/influencers respond best to others who are friendly and reasonable, are appreciative, give recognition and acceptance, seek social involvement. That's all.
Alright, thank you very much. Let's appreciate her. Now, did you understand? You got that part? Motivator influencer, these are characteristics. What you like to do, where you like to function, when you see these kind of things happening around. These are the kind of things that drive these people. Do you understand? Alright. So, team builder group 3. Kingsley, come and read for us. Start from group 3 here.
Group 3, team builder. If your highest score was group 3, then this is your dominant or primary leadership style. Team builders are people who are very people oriented. Notice the needs that other people have and want to meet those needs. Tend to be very friendly, open people. They are loyal to the group. They are people who are highly motivated to help a group work together effectively. They cooperate readily with others to carry out visions and plans. Team builders like situations which allow for one, individual specialization, group identity, established work patterns, security, clear goals, and job descriptions. Team builders respond best to others who serve as a friend, allow time to adjust to change, allow freedom to work at one's own pace, provide support.
For team builders. So if your highest score is in team building, all these things, I hope they describe you. Because if they don't describe you, you have to change your score.
See, this one, if you like, they will catch you.
That's why I told you that if you read these things and you're not seeing that it's not matching with what you have, your dominant style that you have identified, it means you have to go back and into what you have done. That means you have not told the whole truth. You have told the truth partially.
Well,
What if some of the characteristics are not, you don't possess some of the characteristics?
All the characteristics.
Not all. Some. Partly.
That means you don't have a
You
second
don't
grade.
possess it.
Your second highest.
No, understand, what we're saying is that you can be a blend of one or two. Then at the same time, it could be that those are the things that you need to work on that I have not seen here.
Yeah.
Because this is a holistic work that is done here. So if you have not seen those that are under the one that they are strong, it means maybe there are things that you need to, if they are the positives, it means there are things that you need to work on. Do you understand? It means that you don't have strength in that particular thing that has that characteristics that was mentioned. So you have to now work at it and try to build on that positive. If it's a negative, it's what you try to just minimize and then you keep building on the strength. So that this becomes because this is what you identify as your person. Do you get the picture?
Yeah.
Alright, so Mark, can you read 4 for us?
Okay.
Alright, just so come and read 4 for us. Implementers.
Well, we didn't hear the weakness of this particular thing.
No, but I'll go back. Let us finish. I think I'll go back. So you just read from here. So.
If your highest score was 4,
It can be a bit louder so they can hear you.
okay. If your highest score was 4, then this is your dominant or primary leadership style. Implementers are people who are strongly focused on the task that is to be done. Task to be done, I mean, wants everything to be done with excellence. Great at planning and implementing those plans. Get it done people, usually quiet, analytical, quiet, cautious, want to make sure everything is done well and that everything has been taken into account. Then will carry out visions and plans with excellence and with great attention to detail. Implementers like situations which allow for specialization, precision, planning, security, stability, closure of the tasks. Implementers respond best to others who provide reassurance, maintain a supportive atmosphere, specify methods and standards, and recognize the value of the contribution made.
Thank you. So did you get that? So those are the characters of yes, thank you, Mark. Appreciate Mark. So it's a team builders, right? I mean, so it's a team builder are people who are very people oriented. They notice the needs that other people have and want to meet those needs. They tend to be very friendly and open people, are loyal to the group. They are highly motivated to help a group work together effectively. They cooperate readily with others to carry out visions and plans. That's for them one. Then it's a team builder like situations which allow for what? Individual specialization, group identity, established work patterns, security, clear goals and job descriptions. So these are some of the things that they like situations that allow for this. Now you know some of these situations that which you would like are preferred for you could be a weakness in the group. I hope you know that. That sometimes they could be limiting strength. And sometimes they could be positives to the group. So they are all intertwined into these characters as we are mentioning them. So you just have to look at them critically, see which one you feel it's going to be a plus and a minus. So you know when to always vary them in when you are in that, when you fall into that category. Do you understand it now?
Yes.
Yes. So that's mostly so. Do you get the picture now of what I was just trying to lead us to?
Yeah.
Now you understand yourself better. When you're in a group, it helps you to function better because you know that this is me. So you don't have conflict with people because if ideally this exercise was supposed to do it now, like in a group of people, maybe in a particular unit, and I will say you come as a unit come together. Then all of you will do it together. You will share it. So barrister will now know what Blessing's strength is, and I will start tomorrow night. Instead of shutting that down, you understand this is how Blessing is. So he compliments her where she is not having strength. She compliments him where he is not having strength because she understands this is who he is. So she will not take offense if barrister is that because this is the nature of maybe his kind of person. So this understanding helps you to work in cohesion as a group and with people, even if not in a certain number, but generally to work with people, you know that yes, this is how these people are. So it's usually good for teams to do this exercise so that you know yourselves, especially when you are going to be working long term with certain people. So you can take this and go and duplicate, do it with whatever group that you're part of or people that are leading. It will help you a lot. So do you understand? As I say, you are going to keep it. For those who have not yet, you can still go back, look at it again. I will find a way to get this out and I'll just put the definition, the explanation of this strength and send it to the group for you also. You are going to look at it, review it and all that. It will help us. So is it good? Any question? So is there anybody who has another person who is or designer developers? Let me see your hands. No single person. There are people that design developers here, but they don't know. Okay, motivator influencer. If you had the hair square as a motivator influencer, nobody. Team builders. Now you cannot all be team builders. Not possible. That one I can tell you. There's also okay that I do not team builders. Yeah, that's how you follow that. Yeah, there are places that you have strength. I can tell you. Yeah. All right, implementer. Okay, so we can group people like this now and give you a task and we are sure. So team builders, we now bring them. So ideally, it's that I will have just grouped you people that we have this discussion. It will make more meaning than
They are already group already, so we are the committee,
Alright, so this will help you to work now as a group. Do you understand? Yes. So by the time you look at this now, you help you. So when is somebody doing this, I know this not this person, this not the shot of this person. So you instead of now fighting, you now compliment. You learn to compliment. That's why you learn to cooperate one with another. Do you understand it?
Yeah.
So it helps you have a more harmonious working relationship with people, and then it's free of so many rancor and bitterness that is not needed. Because when you understand each other, you know how each person functions, and it helps you to do better. Alright, so the life purpose exercise. But this I want us to just skip it because it takes us a bit of time to go into this. Maybe another day, but this will have helped you. This, yes, except if you want a part 2. I hope I'm still around. But this will be good for us. Really, this life purpose will be good for us because within a tinkle of an eye, you'll be able to write your post statement, you pursue it if we do this exercise. Do you understand? It's very, very enriching.
Let's do it next week.
Alright, so I'll skip it. So the principles of strategic planning. So 2 powers in life that you cannot control or stop is time and change. You have to deal with them every day. So underline, if you want to plan strategically for 2022, you must be able to manage time and change. Until you become an effective manager of these 2 things, just forget about it. That you think 2022 is going to be a different year for you? Nothing will change apart from what the months, the weeks, and the year itself. We'll get you a new year, and that will just be for you. But how you manage these 2 things is what will determine what 2022 is going to be looking like for you. Is 2022 going to be an effective and productive year for you? Is it going to be a year of results for you? It will be a year that you will achieve success or you will achieve results and you will be proud of yourself. All will depend on how you manage time and change in your life. Now, the 2 most difficult components in life to manage is time and change. I hope you know that. Now, one of the difficulties that people find in life is how to manage time and manage the changes that happen. Because whether you like it or not, these 2 things are the only constant. Change will happen with or without you. Time is going to move with or without you. So in this case, what are you going to do? The only thing you can do about time is what? Is manage it. So a man's life consists in how he manages and uses time and change. You are a product of these 2 things. So all your life up to now, no matter how old you are, presently, everything you are, whether you like the results of your life or you don't, it's what? It's how you have managed time and change over the years. It's what has brought you. That's the product that you are having now in your life. Does it make sense to you? So the key to your future is in your successful management of time and change. So for you to have a purposeful and strategic 2022 or to plan for it, it's going to take you successfully managing time and change. If you can't do these 2 things successfully, 2022 will be like last year, 2021 for you. The results that you had in 2021 will be the results you will still be having in 2020. Nothing will change. It will just be a new year, calendar has shifted, and nothing more. You are simply a product of how you manage time and changes in your life thus far, which I said earlier. So we just move. And the power of time. Every day, week, month, and year is a gift by the Creator for the fulfillment of your assignment. So every day that you wake up, every hour, every week, every month, every year is a gift that God has given us for us to fulfill an assignment. That's why I wanted us to do that life exercise, but our Oga said next week we'll do part 2, right? So we'll revisit it. So you're able to, in one sentence or in a couple of sentences, you can tell somebody, this is my life purpose. And then you begin to plan out strategies. You begin to do and function in that regard. So that when you write your obituary statement, it will make sense. Do you understand? My obituary statement is a result of that life purpose statement that I did. So do you understand? It becomes easier when you have identified the purpose, so you can now write a better obituary for yourself. You were sent to earth to complete a task and a purpose as an assignment to fulfill within a certain amount of time. So you don't have forever to live. Jesus Christ died 33 years. He came, just lived 33 years. He went. And at the end he said, well, it is finished.
Yeah.
He said it is finished. Late Miles Monroe, when he died, we did some video collection and we heard when on a watch night, right? Was it on a watch night or something, or in one of the services, he prophesied, he was prophesying his death.
It was a message.
Yes, it was a message and he was prophesying. He was just prophesying, it was more like the Spirit of God came upon him and he was just speaking prophetically.
He didn't even know that
Yes.
he was actually prophesying about his own death.
His own death. He said there was going to be a change of baton, there was going to be, he was just speaking. And he died 2014. I think was it like some months, maybe a year after, 3 years or so, that message. At 60 something. His assignment, he had gone. He wasn't sick, nothing. So, there's a time you can come to a place in your life where death will be a welcome. Do you understand? That's why you can now say it is finished. Because you have finished your assignment here. So death usually is when you have finished your assignment. There is no reason to stay. You can overstay your welcome. Hezekiah overstayed his welcome and he did more harm than all he did when the years he was given to fulfill his assignment. So you can see, so you don't have forever to fulfill your earthly purpose. So just make your peace with that. Don't be looking for longevity. So the passing of time makes you accountable to God. What have you been doing with your time? Watching TV, being with people who have no interest in success, doing things that do not improve you or your body. These are things you'll be asking because by the time you begin to program and you know that, look, my time is limited, you live with caution. You will not need preaching. Do you understand? After a while, the preacher has not worked. But when you identify and you know purpose, there are things you will naturally not do. Do you understand? Because you know that you are on a path somewhere, and this will not take me to where I am going to, so I avoid it. Job 14:15. Somebody should open it and read what it says in Job 14:15. 14:5. I mean, sorry. Job 14:5. Somebody should read it. A very interesting book. Some biblical scholars have said it's the first book of the Bible. I don't know. Yes, some have made that.
Seeing his days and determine the number of his months are with thee, Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
This version, NLT or I think in this sense, something like that. It makes it to be, in real time. It brings it to our contemporary English.
Since a man's days
Yes.
are already determined, and the number of his months is wholly in your control, and he cannot pass the bounds of his allotted time.
So you can say that's it now. Now this one I think it's either NLT or NCB or so I got it from. It said our time is limited. You have given us only so many months to live and set limits we cannot go beyond. This is in June. When he was speaking, he said, God has given us, your time is limited. You don't have, I was saying, you don't have forever to live. Do you understand? God would have been a wicked God to have put us in eternity. To continue to live. Do you understand? Because the problem with being in eternity, assuming you were put in eternity, is that anything you do in eternity is permanent. You will live in that perpetual state of eternity. So you have no chance for change. Do you understand? You have no chance to retrace your step. So time is a gift that God gave to us. That when you use time, you can always retrace yourself and say, okay, this didn't work well here. How can I do better? That is the beauty of time. And that's why he said, in eternity, you cannot you cannot come and reverse your action. Whatever you have done is what will speak for you in eternity. So being old doesn't mean you are blessed. Old age does not equate to a productive and successful life. So the fact that you live to old age does not mean that you are blessed or you have been a blessing to humanity. So anytime you are praying, instead of praying for old age, pray to be what? To be of use, to be effective, to be productive, to live a successful life that has touched humanity. That you have left your footprints in the sands of time, that the earth is better because you have walked through it. So now this is the reason why it is important that you sit down and write your obituary statement. How you want to be perceived after you are gone. Then you begin to now structure and plan your life around that statement or that reality that you want to see. Because after you are gone, people are the ones who are going to say it about you. So do you understand? So being old doesn't mean that you are what? You are blessed. So every new year is a chapter in your book of how well you manage time and change. Time and change are the raw materials of life and the building blocks of your legacy. So if you remember, we're talking about the power of time and change. This thing is building up to how you can strategically plan your 2022. These are just foundational principles or fundamental principles that will ensure strategic planning. So take note that time and change are raw materials of life, and they are building blocks of your legacy. So you always use time and change to build your legacy. They are the blocks on which your legacy will stand. So what you do with it, that's what we said earlier, your successful management of time and change will determine the outcomes of your life. You become how you are by how you use your 24 hours. So everybody is a product of how they use their 24 hours. If you want to know a man, just look at how he uses his 24 hours. That's all. You don't need rocket science for it. So what does this say? History, what's also? I think I'm also. I have understood the concept of time and eternity that I've explained now. You now can put one and two together, right? That in New Year, is giving you an opportunity to redefine your life, to redefine certain things, to plan strategically, and put things into context. So you have about 7 things that it gives you an opportunity to do. The projector is not on yet. Alright. So a new year gives you an opportunity to redefine 1, your priorities. It gives you the opportunity to redefine your priorities. 2, it gives you the opportunity to redefine purpose. A new year gives you the opportunity to redefine what? Purpose. It gives you the opportunity to define vision. To redefine your vision. It also gives you the opportunity to redefine your what? Number 5.
Past.
So you can redefine your past. It gives you the opportunity to what? Plan your future. Let's say it together. To plan your what?
Future.
Number 7.
Plan your life.
So let's go from the top. A new year gives you an opportunity to redefine
Your priorities, purpose, vision, goals, past, plan your future, plan your life.
So, what a great opportunity that time accords us. What a great gift that God gives us 24 hours every day. He gives us 7 days a week, 30 days a month, 12 months a year. All this is for you to what? To redefine these 7 things in your life. If you are able to redefine these things, you will have a productive 2022. You will be placed strategically above so many. Because many people just go about their life without any goals, without any vision, without any purpose for their lives. They don't even plan how their life will come out, what their future will look like for them. And they are always surprised how their life turns out. So in the end, what is the surprise about? The surprise is, what is the surprise? Is that you are surprised that you didn't plan your life? Or you are surprised at the outcome of not planning? Which of them? You only got results for what you have put in, which is nothing. You didn't put in anything and you got nothing.
You're surprised at the surprises.
Yes, you see, you are surprised at the surprises of your life. So the secret to life is the effective management of time and change. The principal key to management of time and change is what? Planning. So those 7 that you have to, it entails planning. If you aim at nothing, you will never miss. Planning is the greatest principle of success in life. Without a plan, time and change will ruin you. So if you don't plan your life, be rest assured that time and change will ruin you. Instead of you being a master of time and change in your life, that means you're able to control the changes that happen in your life, you're able to control your time. For you to have a successful outcome, you will only be going about life and you'll be wondering, as he said, what? At the surprises that you receive. Yes. Like, so Proverbs 16:1 to 9. I would want us to still go back. When you go home, please read the entire verse or the chapter of Proverbs 16. But I want us to read just 16 verse 1. I'll just pick in between. So somebody should read verse 1. If you have NIV, New King James, I'll provide them in those versions.
NIV. Much as born of woman are few days and full of trouble. They spring up like flowers and wither away, like fleeting shadows. They do not endure.
Proverbs 16.
Yes.
1.
One back. Yes. NIV. Proverbs 16. 1.
Okay.
I'm reading the correct.
No, it's speaking something right now. I'm saying Proverbs 16 verse 1.
The preparations of the heart belong to man.
And my phone is showing Proverbs 16.
Proverbs 16, New King James Version. The preparations of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord.
So read the NIV.
To human
To human belongs the plans of the heart, but from the Lord comes the proper answer of the tongue. All a person's ways seems pure to them, but motives are weighed by the Lord. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. The Lord works out everything to its proper end, even the wicked for a day of a disaster. The Lord detests all the proud of heart. Be sure of this, they will not go unpunished. True love and faithfulness, sin is atoned for. Through the fear of the Lord, evil is avoided. When the Lord takes pleasure in anyone's way, He causes their enemies to make peace with them. Better a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice. In their hearts, human plan their cause, but the Lord establishes their step.
Yeah, stop at 9. So did you see the place all from the beginning? Verse 1 it says it's about what? The plans of the heart belong to what? To man. So do you see your responsibility there? You must plan. So when you go to pray, if you have no plan, why people are finding it difficult to pray? Because they have no plans. So what are you going to pray about? Through the year, what will you be praying? Honestly, what will you pray about? Even if I tell you to pray, you find it difficult to pray because you have nothing to pray about.
Die.
So you see, it will be stressful for you to pray. Do you understand? So even your enemy is laughing at you. The devil will be laughing at you because first of all, he knows that your problem is not him. It's not your first problem.
And he even answered it in this place. He said, when a man's ways please the Lord, he makes even his
enemies
enemies be at peace with him. Right.
See, half of Nigerian population, Christians especially, if they will just sit down and plan their lives, have goals for their lives, they will automatically, plenty prayer houses will close down. Miracle centers will close down. We are not saying that the supernatural is not part of God, but it is not the main thing. It's not a dwelling place. That's why I started the earlier statement. I said what? The miracle is for what? It's an event. It's a one-time event. Do you understand? But wisdom is for a lifetime. So when you have wisdom, you apply it. You have attached your plans and goals to these things. You will see that results will become like bread for you. There are things that you'll be eating because you have a goal. But when you don't have it, you will be going to prayer houses. Even God will be tired of you. I asked, where have you seen the Bible where God repeated a miracle on one man twice? Where? But some people are always in prayer houses. You will go today, they will be delivered tomorrow, you are there again for deliverance. Even the devil said will be tired, will say, now wow, only you. Do you understand? So this is what I think that you should understand. I made a post one time ago, I said what? I said stop trying to kill by fire. What was? Or stop trying to break by fire what you are supposed to break by the truth that you know. Because that's what we are doing. Many people want to. We die by fire. This by fire. All the enemies holding my success die by fire. My brother, you don't have a plan for the year and you are saying your enemy. Your enemy has not answered yet. You don't even have an enemy yet. Okay, if God is to answer our prayer, you are the first enemy of your life. You will be the one to first die. Yes. Because from what we have read now, he said, what the plans of the heart belong to man. So if you have no plan, God is not always supposed to plan for you. So you attract God's blessing by what? By a plan. When you don't have a plan, I'm sorry to tell you that you don't attract God's blessings. So when you go down, you see the way that I said, go and read the entire chapter. If you go to verse 16 of that same chapter 16, it tells you how much better to get wisdom than gold, and to get understanding is to be chosen rather than silver. So as I say, when you go home, an assignment, because when we are coming to part 2 now, I'm going to be asking you questions now on this. What have you read in front of? What have you understood? So read it in multiple versions. Don't just read it in one version. Read NLT, NCV, ESV. Go to Passion Translation, it will give you Proverbs. Just open. Read Amplified Version. So I said to maximize 2022, change your thinking through new information, that is the Word of God and other books, and serving people. Then repeat over and over again. Do you understand this I just read now? That if you want to maximize 2022, you must change your thinking through new information, that is the Word of God and other books, and serving people. You're not applying that knowledge that you are gaining. Now, serving people could be through, coming up with a product that serves people. Because the way of business is that until you are able to produce a product that is able to solve a problem for people, that's why you are going to be what? You're going to be successful in business. Because people are looking for solutions. They're not looking for products. They are looking for what? Solutions. So does your product help them meet a particular problem or solve a particular problem? That's why there's money. So that's why I said you should. So don't think about this in two ways. It's holistic. Serving people, it could be through business, it could be through, you going to serve for a cause under a person, or serving the person who you feel the person is doing something that is worthy of emulation and you want to learn. It could be a learning point for you to serve the person. But put yourself in a place where you serve. Because the principle that the way to greatness is through service. So you could be serving people through product, you could be serving a person, you could be serving a group of people that are in need of a particular social, assistance in one way or another. So please, let this be a key for you that you change your thinking through new information. That's why when you go to Romans 12, from verse 1, it says, I beseech you, brethren, by the mercies of God. Do you understand? And he said this when he came to a place, he now said what? Renew your mind. Let's open it. Open Romans 12. Let's open Romans 12 from verse 1. Now, you know, I'm saying this, sometimes you lose, let people see it from the scripture. Yes, read.
Therefore, I urge you, brothers and sisters, in view of God's mercy, to offer your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and pleasing to God. This is your true and proper worship. Continue.
Yes, continue from read the word of 1 and 2.
Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve that God's will is His good, pleasing, and perfect will.
Alright, so did you see that? So, now you should what? Be transformed by the renewing of your mind that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. I hope you know that God's will is just one. This is just a descriptive form of the will of God. It's saying good, that the will of God is good, it is acceptable, and it is perfect. It's not that dynamic, because I've heard people say that there are three wills. The will of God are three. The good, the acceptable, and the perfect. There's nothing like that. God's will is one. This is not a descriptive form of the will. It's telling that God's will is both good, it is both acceptable, and it is what? It is perfect. So anytime you want to know the litmus test for the will of God in your life, is that is it good? Is it acceptable to God and men? Then is it what? Is it perfect by God's standard? Do you understand? Good. So